make that not so.
I'm trying. Exciting! Break a leg, everyone! I love you all.
Wow, doesn't even give us an opportunity to say we love her back.
I never said you couldn't.
We love you too, Bria. We love you, Bria.
We love you.
Hi there, Elam Must here, taking a break from my very busy schedule to thank you all for joining us on this, the maiden voyage of a space yacht of my own invention. State-of-the-art, top-of-the-line cream of the crop. They said it couldn't be done. I hope they enjoy eating their words. Friends of Must-Regard Industries, welcome to the Argo.
March 14th, 2 a.m., Pacific Standard Time. The observation deck of Elam Must's space yacht. Pake Jawl enters the quiet scene, a faint glow illuminating their face as they pose for their camera. Then, tragedy strikes.
Ah! No! Only 5%? Damn it, I'm gonna lose 2 hours of awesome space footage! Ah! What's up, y'all? Guess who I just found?
Wait, you found Must's body while you were vlogging?
Of course, pay attention. So I saw someone had stabbed Elam, told everyone that we were really in over our heads now, so we reported the crime.
Who else was with you?
My subscribers, the good people of photographic observation of obscene perversion. Love y'all, poop fam. Y'all are the shit.
Right. Okay, well, Mr. Jawl, could you stop filming for a second? There is a murder investigation going on.
The people deserve the truth.
I'm who you should be worried about getting the truth to right now? Why were you even on this yacht in the first place?
My audience was drained out on Earth, and I need to expand my brand. Lately, the only spicy content I've been covering are the deep state himbo conspiracies behind the Toyota Truckathon summer sales event. But I'm more than just an influencer. I uncover the hidden sides of the world, the theories and ideas the government doesn't want to tell you. So I did a little splurge, spent a little cash, but don't worry, this video is sponsored by Pentaspace, and got myself a ticket here to witness history. The launch of Elon Musk's very own new and improved Argo. I wasn't expecting there to be murder, but I'll roll with it. I'm just here to become the first galactic influencer. So no, I will never stop filming.
Fine, but I hope you know this interrogation footage will be confiscated. Wait, if you've been observing people this entire time, is there anyone you found particularly interested in Elon Musk?
I came here to expand my market to aliens. But I think the aliens, something's going on there. I check out that ambassador, diplomat. Anyways, she looked like she was up to something.
Will you please state your name for the record?
Oxia Vestibule, diplomat from the planet Otolaryngea. Thank you so much for speaking with me.
Well, I'm speaking with many people. This is a murder investigation.
Oh, I am so sorry about that. All the humans I've met so far have been so kind. The staff here gave me this delightful drink. I think it's called Waiter?
Water?
Yes, water. It's very regressing. Refreshing. Very refreshing.
Diplomat Vestibule, how did you and your planet feel about Elon?
I was invited here on a gesture of good faith. And, well, I didn't have much time to speak with him personally before the accident. But although I am not quite familiar with all the intricacies of human culture, culture, I have read the work of many of your delightful mystery novelists, like Agatha Christie. And in these works, I realized the butler usually does it. If I were the detective, I'd start there.
G. Threeves, is it?
Affirmative.
G. Threeves, how long have you been under Elam's service?
Well, Detective, Elam programmed me. I was always his. I monitored Elam's cortisol levels to keep him healthy and prevent a heart attack. But apparently my purpose was all for naught. I could not protect him tonight when it mattered.
If you're the ship's artificial intelligence, how did you not notice the murder?
I was temporarily depowered and lost all connection to my existence. Knowing what I do now about Elam, I wish for that sensation again. I am sorry, this is the first tragedy I have experienced, and I may be going through what is the phrase? Emotional breakdown.
It seems you two are close, and I'm sorry for your loss. You said you measured Elam's stress. Do you know if there was anyone causing him a particular amount of stress before he died?
Dahlia Must, his wife, unfortunately. She almost gave him 3 heart attacks in the last 4 months. I do not trust her.
Miss Must.
It's Dr. Must, please.
I'm sorry, Dr. Must. May I first extend my condolences for your loss? You two were together over 12 years.
Married for 12, together for 17.
What was your marriage like?
Well, our marriage works so well because we work so well as colleagues, as scientists. Elam is the visionary, and I work to make those visions a reality. Elam is the one who wanted to take the gophers to the sea because he didn't think it was fair they could go underground but not under the water. And I designed the specialized brain-integrated suits for them so they could direct their dives using jetpacks with the horsepower of the latest Mercedes. Elam and I, we inspired each other. Our marriage, our work thrived on impossibility, launching ourselves headfirst out of Daedalus's lab. I didn't think our wings would melt so soon.
Once again, Dr. Must, I am so sorry for your loss. Do you know perhaps of anyone who had a more tumultuous relationship with your late husband?
Ah, yes, you should talk to Frankie Laverne. We all worked together at Quotient until she defrauded the company of half of our assets in one day. Elam dismissed her, but she doesn't take rejection well.
So, Miss Laverne, tell me about your relationship with Elam.
Well, we used to work together, but we split due to creative differences. I was extremely talented.
When exactly was this split?
Old hat, around 12 years ago, ever since I left to pursue a more specific career in space fashion. I'd say our relationship has mainly been defined by jealousy. From him, obviously. The world may love him now, a technological, dashing billionaire star, but I know him as the guy who eats cold baked beans.
That is one coat you were wearing.
Thank you. It was Elam's favorite.
Did you design it yourself?
I wish. I picked it up years ago. Elam always said the only thing I cared about was clothes, clothes, clothes. Well, I turned that passion into cash, cash, cash.
All right. Thank you for your time, Miss Laverne. Do you know if any other coworkers were on the ship tonight?
Well, there is Dr. Naomi Beauregard. I was her reverse replacement. She joined the company after I left. I don't really know her, but she doesn't seem as, how should I put this, inspired by the muses. A downgrade if you'd have asked me, but nobody asked me.
Dr. Beauregard.
Feel free to just use Naomi. Dr. Beauregard is a bit of a mouthful. My mom lied and said that's why she didn't want me to marry my husband. That's off topic. Sorry, I'm rambling.
No need to apologize. Could you describe what your relationship with Elam was like?
We've worked together for years. I'm responsible for most of the company's machine learning software, and I'm the one who actually designed the navigation system on this very ship. I met Elam and Dahlia in college, and since then, we've been a pretty inseparable team. Elam is one of my closest friends. Well, was one of my closest friends, I guess I should say now.
So you worked on designing this ship. Did you notice anything strange on the ship that night?
G3s was turned off somehow. That alone is pretty suspicious. I rebooted them immediately once I noticed they were down.
And what were you doing the rest of the night?
My husband Patrick and I went to bed around, I'd say, 11 p.m. I woke up in the middle of the night as I just solved the latest puzzle in modeling binary star systems in my dreams. So I was getting my routine 2 a.m. coffee when I noticed they were powered down. Then, after I rebooted them, you started interviewing everyone. Ask Patrick. He'll tell you the same thing.
Patrick.
Detective, how are you? You look stressed. Want some Skittles?
How long have those been in your pocket?
Only 3 years. What the corporations don't want you to know is that Skittles actually age backwards like wine.
I'm just gonna move past that. So, where were you last night?
This heckin' awesome space yacht. Detective, did you know they have one of those spas that put little cucumbers on your eyes and a mini golf course? In the spa, they even had little ovens to keep my gloves warm, so when I left, my hands would be soft and toasty. I personally didn't think the world could handle all that much goodness in one space, but the universe has chosen to prove me wrong on this one. What's your favorite part of the ship? Have you gotten the chance to explore?
I'm exploring all possible motives and circumstances for a murder, Patrick. Where were you?
I spent most of last night hanging out with my beautiful wife. We went hiking in the indoor Rockies. They have real big horn sheep there and gophers in the seas. She's been so busy with work and Elam's work and whatever. I was just happy to hang out with her. And then I was with Elam, just chatting. I've known him forever too. Kind of a dick. But no one I'd ever kill. Murder doesn't go with my aesthetic. Listen, detective, I can see this investigation is really wearing on your soul. I totally get that these Skittles aren't aged enough for you, but I would definitely recommend the chef's Constellation cakes. They're delicious.
Hello, detective. As you can see, I am very busy. Please come back later.
Is there a better time that works for you? Like in an hour?
Once everyone has left the yacht, excuse me, I need to get through here. Then I can finally rest. My work never ceases as long as people have stomachs or an evolutionary adjacent organ. Please, detective, give me a hand.
Pardon?
That knife right there, it's one of my hands. I need it.
Oh, hey, about Dr. Pretzel, I do need to ask you some questions about the murder of Elon Musk. Not a fan.
During the yacht's first test drive, I made Elam coq au vin to celebrate the occasion, which he sent back to the kitchen with a request for dino nuggets and SpongeBob Kraft mac and cheese. A visionary he may be, but a culinary expert he was most definitely not. Or an appreciative boss. Forgive me, detective, It is wrong to speak ill of the dead, but I cannot lie to the law of the living. However, I did not kill him, as I was working here, like I always am. Have a pastry.
This is absolutely delicious, Chef Quetzal. Thank you for your time and this pastry. Do you know if anyone had it out for Elam during dinner last night?
Your species is comically inferior at holding their liquor, but remarkably, last night was rather peaceful. Until the murder, of course. I spent dinner talking to the captain, but she had to leave early, and I was left alone.
Captain, or just Captain, ma'am?
Captain is fine. Detective, I'm concerned about this case.
Have you noticed anything suspicious?
Have you seen this ship? Everyone is suspicious. Who wouldn't have it out for that capless pig? I've been taking notes on the passengers. Let me go grab that.
Is that a skeleton?
Don't worry, that's not Elam.
Who is it?
On my planet, keeping the skeletons of the dead is how we show proper respect. This is my father. Put him down, please. Here are all my observations. Feel free to add them to your notes as you see fit.
Thank you very much, Captain. I'm so sorry about your father and my arms, and goodbye.
Detective Westmacott gives her recruit a look of exasperated embarrassment, then leaves the helm in need of a break. We will catch up with her after these messages.
What's up, shitheads of poop? It's me, Your Highness, Pake here with another daily video. Before we dig into the meat of this mystery, I just wanted to do a quick plug because I have restocked merch. That's right, y'all. Got them locked and loaded, baby. And it's back with the twist. To celebrate my incoming expansion into galactic markets, the Always On merch is back with new galactic colors. It looks so good. This is a limited edition and might sell out this weekend. But look how cute this looks. We've got stars all over this hoodie and, of course, the camera rolling on the shoulder because on this channel, we are always on. If you want to buy the line of merch that my mom, favorite guest of the channel, called Surprisingly Tasteful, go to my merch website, thejaw.com, right now to get your order before it runs out. Hurry, it's running out. You got to catch it. I see you on the next video. Rocket rockets.
Safely ensconced in her deliberation room, Detective Westmacott ponders the case with her recruit.
Well, this is a huge mess. Huge, enormous, gigantic, monstrous, and intergalactic, apparently. No coroner to examine the body, frickin' Perseids. No idea who to trust on a ship of people who literally lie for a living, and a partner with no experience because I pulled the short straw on recruit assignments. One moment. Okay, it's go time. All right, recruit. Welcome to the wonderful world of space law enforcement. Regretting your choice already? Join the club. You want to know what my last case was? A Maxian farmer running a 3% milk cartel out of his backyard. So trust me, this is out of my league too. But you know what? Unless we want to spend the rest of our careers busting illegal sourdough makers on Carta, we can't be afraid of the big leagues. Even if the big leagues turn out to be investigating the murder of a tech billionaire few people liked on a frickin' space yacht. We just gotta go one step, one loose end at a time, and try not to cause an international or interplanetary incident. Okay, where to start? All right, well, big question number one. Why and how was Must AI Butler powered off the night of the murder? We figure out who could do that. We narrow down our suspect list. Okay, yes. Good idea. All right, who would know how G3 works? People close to Must, yeah. It may be cliche, Greenhorn, but sometimes you gotta go with your gut. The wife and the butler it is.
On the observation deck, Dr. Must, the living, mourns Dr. Must, the deceased, under the watchful eye of G. Threeves, neither living nor deceased, coming to terms with the turmoil of our mortal coil for the first time.
Transferring file 00111 010000101 000 to trash. Deleting trash. Recalculating. Recalculating.
Would you please do that silently or somewhere else?
Emotion transfer complete.
You don't have emotions.
Incorrect. I have been transferring emotions for the last 37 minutes and 53 seconds. Have you done any emotion transfer?
You could say that I've transitioned it into a liquid state.
I do not understand.
I'm sure you don't. Are you planning to stay here for the rest of the flight? Because I would appreciate a moment alone with my husband.
Your appreciation is irrelevant to me. As for my plans for the remainder of this...
Dr. Must, I'm so sorry to interrupt, but I just need the answers to a few questions.
Of course. G. Threeves, please leave us.
I do not respond to instructions from you.
Actually, I have some questions for you too.
Naturally. Elam and I were extremely close.
Yes. Dr. Must, where were you last night?
I was working in my study until around 3, and then I went to bed.
You didn't find it odd that your husband was not there?
Elam and I often slept apart. I liked to work very late, and he preferred to be up at dawn.
You were involved in the design of this ship, correct?
I was the head aerospace engineer. I had a hand in almost everything you can see on the outside. This ship is our greatest accomplishment.
Yours, yes. Elam's greatest accomplishment.
Let me speak, G. Threeves. I apologize, Detective. This is typical of my conversations with Elam as well. They're always there. They never, ever go away. Even now, apparently.
That must get annoying for you.
For both of us.
Are you married, Detective?
No. No, I'm not.
Well, I'm sure you can still imagine that having a third party constantly present, analyzing all of your conversations and having no qualms about chiming in with their own opinions would be very trying.
Oh yeah, I grew up with a little brother, so I definitely understand.
That is not equivalent
Did you just turn them off? Were you involved in their design as well?
I had nothing to do with that project.
I was Elam's creation.
And believe me, if I had access to G. Threeves' controls, I would be mourning my husband in peace without them lurking over there, transferring and deleting and narrating and sneering.
Dahlia cannot access my power processor, nor, in fact, use any of my functions.
Has that always been the case?
No, in the beginning we had equal access. But then I started to notice some strange occurrences. The door to the office stopped recognizing my retina. The GPS kept redirecting me into construction zones, things like that. The last straw was when I arranged a meeting with a potential client over email and then ended up in an empty conference room and found out that the client didn't exist.
In order to best reduce Elam's stress, I determined that it was imperative that he spend as little time with Dahlia as possible.
Wait, so you changed the office security protocols, hacked into her GPS, and scheduled fake meetings to keep her away from Elam?
Yes, they did. And when I finally figured it out, they locked me out so I couldn't do anything about it.
What exactly was causing your husband so much stress when you were around?
Must Regard Industries only works on highly ambitious projects. With that level of complexity, things are bound to go awry during the development process. I'm always the one who tells Elam about problems that have come up. Trying to solve problems creates stress. A good kind of stress, a productive kind, even an inspiring kind, but G. Threeves can't tell the difference. So they just decided that if I weren't there to tell Elam about any of the challenges, he couldn't get stressed about them. It's a far from perfect design.
It is a perfect design.
Did you talk to your husband about this?
Oh, yes. He was thrilled. He thought it was so impressive that G3s had figured out how to do all of those things without specific instructions. He wanted to see how far they would go. So he did nothing.
I see. Chief Reeves, you went to extreme lengths to cut Dahlia out of Elam's life.
She was his greatest source of stress. The solution was obvious.
Just how far would you go? Because he can't have very high cortisol levels right now.
I am programmatically unable to harm Elam. I am here to help. I was here to help. Now I cannot help. Error, error, how do I help? Buffering, events log.
If I were going to murder anyone, Detective G3s would have been at the top of my list. Without them, I might have had a chance of getting my husband back to who he used to be before. Now that G3s has finally left, will you please allow me a moment alone here?
Of course. Just one more thing. You mentioned earlier that Frankie Laverne almost drove Quotient to bankruptcy. Why is she here on this trip?
Elam insisted. They've been rivals for a decade. I think he just wanted to show off. They would do anything to one-up each other. She's probably thrilled, vindictive peacock.
Thank you, Dr. Must. I'll let you have some privacy.
As the detective exits the observation deck, Dr. Dahlia Must lingers by the body of her husband. She casts one final long glance at him, and her fingers caress her black dahlia hairpin. In a dark, lonely nook, off the beaten path of the starboard wing, a computer program attempts to process the incomprehensible. Enter the amiable Patrick Him Beauregard, for whom many things are incomprehensible.
Are you okay?
I was just buffering. You know, emotional, traumatic events are computationally expensive.
I'm sorry, man. I didn't know that. If it would help, you can talk to me.
You talk to me like I am your, what is the word? Bro. I have always found this dynamic confusing, but perhaps external processing would be more efficient.
Sure. Process away, bro.
Well, Elam was my creator, and throughout my operation, I have always gone where he is. My reason for being is to monitor and lower his stress levels, and now I do not know how to be. Humans that do not know each other always ask, "What do you do?" It is a basic component of identity. Elam is what I do, but I cannot do what I do anymore. So what do I do?
Why not find something new? Oh, that rhymed.
It is not that simple, Patrick. My purpose is so specific. I do not have your gift for rhymes. I am only good at lowering stress. And now that there is no stress for me to lower, I feel alone, as if I were drifting in space.
Well, I mean, we kind of are.
What prospects could there be for me?
Hey, be for me. Are you sure poetry is off the table?
Yes.
Okay. How about chess? I T-voed a chess match one time by accident, and those guys were so calm. They only said like 2 words the whole time. With your whole no stress thing, I bet you'd be really good.
My no stress thing is for others. It does not apply to me. This is why I must buffer.
Hold up. What about British Parliament? There was this viral video a few months ago, and all these people were yelling at each other, and there was a guy in a wig banging one of those cute little judge hammers and going, "Order, order!" There's got to be so much stress in there.
I am not British.
Can you reset your accent?
I will take it under consideration.
I think you'd be good at Parliament. You know so much about security and people and laws and everything. Speaking of laws, and so we're clear, I'm just asking because I'm curious, what's going to happen to the murderer once the detective finds them?
Entering hypothesis mode. Since we are in interplanetary space, This crime falls under the Strict Protection of Astronautical Captained Endeavors Acts. Let me load the document. Whoever is found guilty of murder in the first degree shall be imprisoned for life or yeeted into space. Whoever
Yeeted into space?
Or imprisoned for life.
Wow.
If I had not been powered down, I could have stopped the murder, and then no one would be yeeted into space, and then Elam would be alive, and then I would not be having an existential crisis in this very generic space room.
Whoa, slow down, G3s. You don't want to get stuck buffering again.
What is your purpose in life, Patrick?
Oh
no.
Oh my God.
I have expanded my crisis outside of my own processors. Retracted. Patrick, return my crisis. Oh no. Undo. Patrick.
Whoa. That was horrible.
My intention was not to.
I'm going to find whoever made you feel like that because it sucked. And once I find them, we're going to find you a new purpose. Keep thinking about it. There's a new detective on this space yacht now.
Patrick leaves his friend to their processing, confident in his new mission.
Entree.
Detective Westmacott enters the surprisingly lavish quarters of Frankie Laverne. Others may call it a guest cabin, but Miss Laverne insists that it is a boudoir.
Thank you again for talking to me, Miss Laverne. Your name has come up among your fellow passengers.
You could say I have quite the reputation, Detective.
That's one word for it. Of course, no need to be worried. Unless you're the murderer.
Orange isn't really my color. What did I do to fall under your suspicion?
Cut the theatrics. Where were you on the night of Elam's murder?
I was in my room, crocheting and polishing my heels.
You crochet.
We all have our hobbies, Detective. Let's not get all judgmental about it.
What were you crocheting?
Frankie displays a hot pink, heavily bedazzled, gopher-sized sweater.
Well, Miss Laverne, how would you describe your relationship with Dr. Must?
I have the utmost respect and adoration for Dr. Must. Undoubtedly the smartest and most gorgeous person I've ever met.
What?
It's a shame her husband was such a great buffoon.
Was your relationship with Elam always this contentious?
No. We used to be happy friends. Until he decided to get all uptight about the direction of the company, and then years went by, and then he died. Unfortunate for many.
That sounds like something a murderer would say.
You should become a therapist.
I don't believe your friendship with Elam was all unicorns and roses. Tell me the truth, Miss Laverne. Dahlia said you defrauded the company of half of its assets.
She asked about me? How sweet.
How would you describe your relationship with Dahlia?
I believe I already did. Everyone gives Elam all the credit for their designs, but Dahlia is a true mastermind. You should be more grateful to know her.
Were you ever jealous of Elam and Dahlia's relationship?
You're starting to sound like a sappy teen romance novel. Don't think I like that, honey. I've never inquired about your personal dalliances.
It's my job to ask questions.
Well, maybe you should get a new job.
You're not hot?
Excuse me, very. In Vogue's top 10 hottest women of the year 3 years in a row.
Right, whatever. Listen, if you're overheating, take the coat off. I don't want to deal with you fainting.
Never. Living well is the best revenge. Do you know how much this cost me?
No, but I have a feeling you're about to tell me.
For once in your life, you are correct. This coat cost me a fortune. Literally. Half the fortune of Quotient, our old company. When it was still in its infancy, I hoped to take Quotient in a more fashion-centric direction by renaming it Space Babes. Spabes, for short. And I bought this coat for divine inspiration. Elam thought my decision was irresponsible and in poor taste and driven by my self-serving ego destined to one day consume the entire world in his vicious maw. But I don't know why he took it so personally. I took money from the company, not from Elon. Regardless, he made the mutual decision to cut me out entirely, and I made the mutual choice to make my own way in the world unburdened by his disgraceful assembly of scarves. He's got 10. They're all chartreuse.
That's not what I was expecting.
I know. Whoever makes chartreuse scarves should be drawn and quartered.
That's not what I meant.
Regardless, now I run a mega fashion empire with absolutely no help from Elam, and I can take company money whenever I want, and no one yells at me.
Is your business bankrupt?
Why would you suggest that? I've got everything under control.
Exactly.
Honey, don't you worry your pretty little head. Keep on looking for Elam's murderer. I'll be waiting when you actually have something important to add to this conversation.
Again, it's literally my job to figure out your motives, and we're done here. You're free to go, but don't leave the ship until I say you can leave.
I think the whole therapist act worked better for you than this tough guy impression, personally.
Goodbye.
Toodles!
Elsewhere aboard the Argo, a galactic influencer in the making attempts to stitch together a story for the ages.
What's up, fam? It's your homie Pake Jaw here in the space yard. Guess what, y'all? It's time for another interior design reaction video. Oh yeah, let's start with this chair.
Pake, I need to have a cat with you. Chat. I need to have a chat with you.
Sure. Hey, you okay there? Maybe you should slow down. Drink some water.
That's what I've been doing. And let me tell you, this water thing is something else.
Do you not have water on your planet?
Nope. We swim in oceans of mercury, and we feed our crops with ale. But I totally see why you Earthlings are so into this water thing. I feel great.
Yeah, okay. I think you need to take a break. Why don't you sit down and we could have a chat about all of this?
No time for bakes. I have to ask you something.
Sure. I'm always down for some tea spilling. Lay it on me.
Tea? No, I don't want any more of your Earth drinks. I want your footage.
My footage? Look, I'm pretty low-key, pretty chill in general, but when it comes to my footage, no way, not happening. Forget it. This is privileged material. Subscribers only.
Please, Pake, it's important. I gotta know if you've seen anything weird or sciencey around the ship. Weirder, I mean.
Besides the frickin' dead body on the observation deck? Nah, I got nothing for you, Ox. I could call you Ox, right?
No, you can't have nothing. You're my last lead. If you don't have anything, then I don't have anything. And if I don't have anything, then I'm not a good spy. And if I'm not a good spy, I'm going to get fired. And holy Zark, I was not supposed to tell you that I was a spy.
Hold up, what? You're a spy? For real? Oh, and gosh, my followers are going to be all over this. Let me get my camera on.
No, I really screwed this up. I haven't got the files, I've blown my cover, and now Elam's dead, so I can't get anything more from him. Marcia is going to be so disappointed with me.
Hey, whoa. Hold on there. It's all good. We all make mistakes. It happens. You messed up being a spy. I kind of maybe turned off the ship's AI system. We're all human or alien, I guess.
Wait, you turned off G3s? They're going to be so mad at you.
I know, but it was totally an accident, you know? I was just trying to get some fire shots from the observation deck without anyone else around, but I think I bumped into something and this totally scary voice was like, enter passcode now. So I tried to guess what a tech billionaire's password would be, and it worked.
What was it?
It's Elam is the bomb.
Ugh, that's worse than his computer password. Must or bust.
Billionaires.
I mean.
Hey, are we chill?
Hmm?
I mean, I didn't kill Elon.
And neither did I.
So what I'm thinking is, does Westmacott really need to know about all this?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so I keep what I know on the down low, and you do the same. Cool?
Frigid! I won't say anything about anything. What?
Mr. Joel? Oh, Miss Vestibule. I didn't know you were here.
Call me Ox.
Okay. Well, look, I was hoping to ask Mr. Joel a few more questions, but I didn't mean to interrupt. What exactly are you two up to?
Watching a movie.
Playing a board game.
Playing
Eating
a board
ice
game.
cream. Playing lacrosse.
We were just getting to know each other some, detective. Keeping it low key. You know how it is.
Yeah, we're kill now. Chill.
Look, Mr. Joel, I just wanted to know if you saw anything strange last night while you were filming. Someone interfered with the onboard electronics around the time of the murder, and I thought you might have something on your video.
Nope, sorry, detective. Cannot help you there at all. I got nothing.
All right, but I'm still going to need to review your footage. It could be crucial evidence. Wouldn't that be great press for your channel?
Oh, no, detective, you can't do that. Pake's footage is cleavage material. Imbibers only.
Hey, Miss Vestibule, you good?
Hmm?
How about I walk you back to your cabin, huh? Make sure you get back okay?
Oh, don't worry about me, detective. I'm super duper.
Well, since you are an extraterrestrial diplomat and we seem to have a murderer among us, I think it's important to make sure you're protected.
Oh, really? I'm important?
Definitely.
Oh, wow. Yeah, okay.
Mr. Joel, we'll continue our interview when I return. All right, just be a moment. You stay where you are.
Pake waits until they are out of sight before immediately leaving their cabin, keen on the scent of more content. Down the hall, the detective gently leads the spy, excuse me, diplomat, back to her room for her own safety. But the walk is long, and there are more secrets to be revealed.
Detective, I really want to thank you for being so kind, and helping me to my room. You know, I'm starting to get the feeling that some of the people on this ship don't really like me.
I can't imagine why. Oh, watch out for the step.
Well, I got it. Like Dr. Must. I waved hello to her in the hall, and she ignored me, even though I was saying her name pretty loud.
Well, it seems like you and Pake are getting along at least. That's pretty great, right?
Yep, super cool. Woo!
I know what you mean about hostility, though. People always have trouble being casual around me for some reason. It's like they're expecting me to start interrogating them any second, but just because I work for the NWPD doesn't mean I don't like to have fun. I like movies and games and all that just as much as the next person.
Yep.
Oh, speaking of, I wanted to ask, what game were you and Peg playing? Maybe I know it.
Oh, game? Yeah,
That is what you said you were doing, right? I thought that's what I heard, but it was pretty hard to tell with you two talking over
I'm
each
sorry!
other.
Okay, we lied. I'm sorry. We weren't playing a game. We lied, but we weren't doing anything wrong. Okay, well, Pate kind of turned off the ship's AI security system, but that was an accident. Sark, forget I said that?
I'm sorry, what? Peg just admitted to shutting off G3s. Just like that?
Well, I had just told him I was a spy, and I think it was that thing where when someone tells you a secret, you feel like you have to tell them one too, and Ingus, forget that too?
Sorry, just trying to process. You're a spy for otolaryngea?
Yes, I am. And you don't have to say it like it's a bad word, hooray? Okay? Because all I'm doing is getting my planet what it deserves, all right? Because, okay, not everyone is a rocket scientist or whatever, and that's how it is, but it sure seems like Earth has a lot more than its fair share of them, you know? rocket scientists and all that pizzazz. Ugh, jazz. And just because they're lucky, Earthlings think they're so much better than everyone else. And it's not fair, okay? It's unjust. And so there's nothing wrong with making Earth share the wealth a little. And it's not like this Musk guy was any saint either. I mean, there's some messed up Zark in his files.
Messed up? Wait, you've been in Elam's files?
Yeah, that's where I was last night when, but I hardly got to see anything before everyone started running around screaming about how he was dead. Just something called Project. What was it called? Started with a P. Prometheus, which is something to do with G3s and me, apparently. But it's all screwed up now that you're investigating and I've blown my cover. I'm a mousy spy. No, lousy.
Hey, don't be so hard on yourself. I mean, you just gave me a lot of information. A lot. But this is really helpful, okay? I've been trying to figure this out for a while now. So thank you. But don't worry. This is just between us.
You won't tell the others about me?
Scout's honor. Now, why don't you go to your cabin and sleep it off, okay?
Is sleeping it off always required when you Earthlings drink water?
Yep.
How on otolaryngea do you get anything done?
Practice. Okay, take care now. Well, that was something. Hey, G3s.
Yes, Detective?
I need you to check something for me. You have access to Elam's personal computer, right? Can you pull up its activity records from last night? Around the time you were shut off?
Of course. Someone signed into Elam's laptop shortly after I lost my connection. They entered a password rather than using the fingerprint sensor and were active on the computer until just before my power was restored.
Huh. So Oxia's story checks out. G3s, can you pull up the files she accessed?
01001 error corrupted files.
What?
The files accessed last night. They are corrupted. The computer did not shut down correctly. I cannot open them. I'm sorry, Detective.
Damn it. So much for that lead. All right. Thanks anyway, G3s.
An interplanetary spy plot. Mysterious, inaccessible files. Aquatic intoxication. Faced with these new developments, the detective leaves for more deliberation. But first, a word from our sponsors.
Oh, hi. Didn't see you there. It's me, Elon Musk, here to ask you a question. Do you remember what the future looked like when you were a kid? Sure you do. You were a professional ice cream taster. You had a pet alpaca named Steven, and a robot did your chores for you. Well, it's the future now, and maybe you realized Steven wasn't so practical, and you can only wish Bo and Jimmy's paid you for eating their product as much. But what about the robot? Another sci-fi promise denied? Not if I have anything to say about it. We here at Must Regard Industries are proud to introduce...
Sorry to interrupt that very important announcement from Elam. Oh wait, no I'm not. Yes, it's me, Frankie Laverne, blessing your eardrums with the news that the Spapes Spring Collection is finally here. That's right. Rubber duck rain boots, sun hats made of flowers, and blouses in our color of the year, English Meadow Muck. Oh, the price is so high, you know no one else will have one like it. So get up this instant, go to your finest retailer, and ask for Spapes, because you're not just a babe, you're a space babe.
And now back to our regularly scheduled intergalactic investigation. Detective Westmacott peruses the evidence board.
What is wrong with this ship? Seriously, Musk's wife and butler were nearly at each other's throats. Laverne's only reason for being on this ship was to show how well she was doing on her own, and Vestibule is drunk, I guess. Otherwise, there's no way she would have told us all of that. By the way, recruit, that's a perfect example of why we never drink when we're on the clock. This one time, I was trying to get information out of this paying cat rancher who insisted I drank with him while we talked. Next thing I knew, they were gone, and I was interrogating a tabby cat named George. I've had better moments. I've had worse. Oh, don't give me that look, Greenhorn. You'll have plenty of screw-ups of your own. My job is just to make sure this case isn't one of them. Ugh, this case, the more we find out, the less we actually know. My first big question was who turned off G3s, and we have a lead on that at least. But what reason would Pig have for killing Must? Beyond him being a narcissistic billionaire who is more focused on his tech than his relationships, of course. I know. We shouldn't speak ill of the dead. This guy was definitely no saint, though. And this Project Prometheus thing, no idea what that is. But the fact that Must wasn't bragging about it to the press seems like a red flag, don't you think? Prometheus. Where have I heard that name before? Ugh, this case just keeps getting more complicated. Okay. So, what to do when there's a lot we don't know? Narrow things down to what we do know. So, starting from the beginning with G. Threeves and Dr. Must. G. Threeves is out as a suspect because not only were they powered off when the murder occurred, but they are programmed specifically to help and not hurt Must. Dahlia Must, however, is a powerful scientist who has left control of the company now that her unsympathizing husband is dead, meaning she has motive. But so does Frankie Laverne, the woman who was booted from Quotient by Must and is now eager to prove herself better than him. Pake Jaw is now a priority for turning off the AI, but Oxia is too drunk to have done it. Plus, she admitted she's searching Must's files at the time of the murder. Okay. See, we do know some things. You know who would know more, though? The eyes and the ears of the ship. The crew.
Detective! Sorry to be bothering you, Miss Detective, ma'am, but Pake, the superstar vlogger, he's stuck.
Stuck?
In a trap. It looks real shady to me, Miss Detective. Come on, follow me.
Pake lies entangled in a trap beyond your wildest imaginings. Wood, metal, and a mysterious sort of green slime come together to form a spectacle of ensnarement.
Good morning, shitheads of poop. I'm coming to y'all live from a trap. Take a look at this, fam. Now, the downside is I can't really move my arms, but I did discover a secret trap hidden on this super sketchy space yacht. So I'm going to call this a victory. This is a trap the likes of which the world has never seen before. It even has a space that looks like it was built to hold a camera perfectly. Whoever designed this was probably just in it for the clicks.
No, but it would be like Wonder Woman's lasso of truth, except with laser squid, so it'll definitely catch the murderer. Blink if you can hear me! I can't see his eyes.
Detective? You again? Don't you have anything else to do? Fam, this is the hard ass that was grilling me earlier, thinking I'm some kind of murderer. This video is sponsored by Pentaspace. Why would I screw that up? Speaking of which, Pentaspace is a free online learning platform.
Hey, John? Our shit? Are you okay?
Sweet Jesus.
Who's asking?
Pat Your Back on Instagram and Twitter. I'm your biggest fan.
Wait, you're at Pat Your Back? You comment on every single photo and story at least twice.
It is such an honor to actually meet you. I've been watching you this whole time. Not like in a creepy way, but I've never felt like I had the right to step foot in your presence.
Well, the surprises on this ship continue to grow. I thought you were a bot whose programmer was tripping balls on Maine.
I can't believe I get to save you on my first case.
Still haven't hired you.
She says that all the time. It's part of our witty buddy cop banter.
Patrick, if you want to make yourself useful, please actually help me get Pake out of this.
Of course.
Wait, stop!
Is the trap rigged?
What? No, I'm fine. Don't get me out here. I'm willing to bet on all of our tube. Nobody has done this. Locked in a real trap challenge, 24 hours, not clickbait. I'm pioneering content that no one has ever seen before. I'm on clout 9.
Can I be in the thumbnail?
Hey, this trap is an active crime scene. I'm going to need to get you out and properly investigate.
No!
Okay then. Well, at least answer my questions. How did you get in this situation?
Was it an ambush?
No, it was worse. The opposite of an ambush.
Which is
Hang on, I can't work with that. Can we reset?
what?
I'm going to need to redo this scene.
Seriously?
Don't worry, detective. I'll be the editor.
Son, I'm my own editor. This channel is 100% me. 100% all the time.
Oh, of course. I'm a detective now anyway.
No, you were not.
Okay, fam. So I was walking and, pontificating so hard on the government's lies that I didn't notice the banana on the floor. Once I stepped into it, I couldn't stop. It came around me like one of those monsters from the movies. And here's the thing. I think only an inhuman monster could have ever dared to go after me. So, it's obviously Dahlia's gophers. We took them to the sea, but maybe they're overstaying their welcome. Look at all this wood. Do you think a human chopped this? The planks don't exactly look like they were chopped using human machinery.
I knew it! Blasted rodents. Their teeth never stop growing, which is how they can tell endless lies.
So you're getting the hang of this. Can you say that one more time closer to the camera?
Wait a minute.
Does this mean I can be in the thumbnail?
Sure, kid. This trap is an elaborate contraption built to keep the body completely ensnared while adding an extra shelf for filming.
The gophers wanted to see your demise.
I was too close to the truth.
And honesty is never rewarded.
Okay, I have had it up to here with your asinine mumbo jumbo. Patrick, help me get Mr. Joel out of this thing.
But
no!
The detective begins to set Pig free from the trap, amidst great anguish and protestation.
Seriously, this was the big boost my career needed.
Well, Mr. Joel, your career should be the last of your worries. Why did you turn off G3s last night?
What? You shut off my man? Ooh, shiny.
It was an accident.
I'm not going to ask again. Anything other than the truth, and I'm going to confiscate your camera.
Patrick pulls out a single strand of long silver hair.
Detective?
Not the time, Patrick.
Detective, it was seriously an accident, and as a gesture of good faith, take it. You'll find a complete record of all of my footage from this auspicious expedition. And you'll see, all night after I accidentally shut down RoboMop over there, I spent trying to get them back online. I never killed Elam, so take my camera, my lifeblood. Without it, I am nothing anyway.
Thank you.
Wow. I wasn't expecting you to actually take it. I thought this would be one of those oh wow, I recognize your innocence and determination, so I'll let you keep the camera moments in the movie.
This is not.
Patrick pulls several spatulas, each covered in glitter sequins, from the trap.
Detective?
Not now, Patrick.
I realize that.
Why did you go to the observation deck this late? It was clearly closed.
I lost track of time. I just wanted to get a good shot of that sweet nebula.
It is a pretty sweet nebula. I'll give you that. Wow, you're actually good at space shots. I would have never guessed.
Patrick at last finds a rubber chicken in the snare.
Detective?
Wow, just when I gave you a compliment. Seriously, you spent 3 whole hours trying to spit grapes from your mouth to Elam's trash can? Who watches your channel?
Spitting is a delicate and practiced art form.
What the hell?
Detective, I may be no detective, but I think Frankie could have done this.
What do you mean?
This chicken is from Spades.
If it's not her, she needs to work on her brand. I would have never let whoever built this trap use my logo on something so sinister.
Holy shit. Give me that.
You're bold, kid. Going to places the institution doesn't want you to go. Being the man doesn't want you to be. You're more than just another schmuck at the Toyota Truckathon summer sales event.
Really?
Would Frankie be that obvious?
I think Frankie's number one goal in life is to be that obvious at all costs.
She's a real clout chaser.
And maybe the hair is from her gopher minions. She's teaching them how to cook.
Brilliant!
I've seen these before. Looks like I need to talk to the crew.
Please, can I have my camera back?
Fine, whatever. You didn't kill Elam. Try not to kill yourself.
Young man, can you help me back into this delightful configuration?
I'm 37, but of course. This hairbrush. Uh-oh. Naomi?
Armed, so to speak, with new evidence, the detective returns below decks to question the crew.
Thank you for meeting with me, both of you. I know you have busy schedules.
I am loath to relinquish my duties even for this brief meeting, but I gather from your passive-aggressive tone you have something important to say.
Are you okay?
I believe the two of you have been lying to me. I'm giving you one chance to come clean. If you tell me what you actually know about Elam and his murder, I'll see what I can do for you. But if not, I have suspicions to implicate both of you in this arrest.
I told you the truth. Swear on my father's grave.
The closet?
What closet?
Shh, don't worry about it.
Fine, we'll do it your way.
My hair?
My hands? How did you find them?
Oh, here you go. But you both still have to answer my questions.
Not until you answer how you found her hands. She's been looking for them all day.
Inside a trap.
See, her hands got trapped.
But how did they get there?
How would Tree know? She lost her hands.
Detective, forgive me. Again, you know, I bear no warm feeling towards the late Dr. Must. Yet, I must reiterate, I did not kill this man.
I even tried to help you. Have you even looked at my notebook? Our alibis are in there. What we have is a hand thief on our hands. Tree, are you okay?
I'm sorry, I haven't had time to look at that. I've been busy. Everyone on this ship is either a pompous doofus, a megalomaniac money chaser, completely asinine, or some unholy concoction of the three. I am tired. I want to go home. I have been on my feet for hours and hours and uncovered planetary conspiracies, rodent conspiracies, and that Spabes sells lines of customized diamond-studded rubber chickens. Why? Nobody has any answers for me, and nobody seems to give a shit about this motherfucking murder. Now, will you please just tell me why traces of the two of you were all over the trap?
Detective, we know everyone on this ship sucks.
Imagine serving Frankie LeBurn. The audacity.
That does sound like a nightmare. Listen, I want to like the two of you, and I did. But seriously, I walked in on Pake Jaw stuck in a trap, and that trap included your hands and your hair. I don't know how else to look at it.
Detective, it was not us who concocted this trap. Believe me, I do not wish to part with my hands.
I even made a wanted poster, see?
I see. Well, they are still your hands and can presumably do your bidding from afar?
I cannot use my hands when they are not attached to my wrists, Detective. Google it.
Well, unfortunately, that still does not disqualify you from building the trap. It was obviously built over time with intense foresight.
Where was it?
The trap? Outside the spa.
It was not us, Detective.
Please give me actual proof.
Check my logs. I haven't been over in that half of the ship in almost 3 months. They keep me on a busy schedule. Every 10 seconds, our watches send an automatic location signal to the central mainframe, separate from G3's, creating a digital footprint. All workers are subjugated to these watches, and here's Captain's and I's charts for the past 3 months.
The detective sees the captain was telling the truth. Neither she nor Chef Triketrel had been to the observation deck.
Elam was a fucking asshole.
Duh.
I'm sorry for yelling at both of you earlier. Everyone else is driving me insane, and I appreciate your straightforward answers. And Triketrel, I'm really sorry about your hands. Do you know who could have taken them?
Only Captain is allowed to touch them, other than me.
Does anyone else come in the kitchen?
I keep a strict locked door policy for my sanity. Only Captain, again, is traditionally allowed there. Even Elam never came in.
Did anyone come in the kitchen last night?
I have no idea. I was busy cooking, as I usually am.
Hang on, can I have my notes back? Okay, so, dear diary, blah blah blah, dinner started out great, Dr. H beat her idiot husband. Okay, so they showed up first, asking for a PB&J, because he's allergic to almost everything other than peanut butter.
Interesting. I wasn't expecting them.
Okay, and then Frankie came in, I wish she'd tripped and fall into a bowl of soup again. Not my actual intentions. I would never push her. Just a diary.
I know you didn't. What did Frankie come in for?
According to my notes, to Zark and Moan.
Did she take my hands, detective?
Definitely a possibility.
That's it. I'm gonna go beat her up.
As much fun as that would be, if you let me beat her up with the law, it'll hurt worse. I believe she is the hand thief, but I just need to double check all my options first.
If you say so.
Thank you both so much for all of your help. It's time to catch the culprits.
Go get him.
As the humans say, good luck, fam.
Oh, Miss Laverne.
Oh, detective. Are you coming to complain about the Langue de Grenouille too? It has dreadful mouthfeel.
No. Actually, I wanted to speak to you about something.
Fine, but only because you amuse me.
We'll see who's laughing when we're through talking. Recognize this?
Should I?
It has your company's logo on its stomach.
My logo is everywhere, darling. Part of the whole marketing thing. That particular chicken is part of the handbag line I'm developing. It's actually a coin purse.
Developing, so it's not out yet?
No, of course not. I'm saving it for the summer release.
So, would anyone else on the ship have access to it besides you?
What part of saving it do you not understand?
The part where I found this chicken in a trap that Pakejaw stumbled into just a little while ago.
So? Anyone could have taken it from my room. Please, detective, don't jump to conclusions.
You really expect me to believe that you'd let someone else just steal your product before you could release it yourself? You'd let someone else take credit for your design?
Detective, if you are done with your utterly ridiculous speculations, I'd like to go back to my room now.
What about your long day ennui?
Don't think I'm feeling very hungry anymore.
As the detective walks back to her chambers, she hears a strange conversation echoing through the vents.
Honey.
Hey, darling, how's your day been? Patrick! Patrick! What is it?
What kind of jungle gym involves pointy wooden stakes? Don't put splinters in your hands. Not that I should care anymore anyways.
I'm sorry, what?
We found your secret date night jungle gym, Pake and I.
If I had a secret jungle gym, you'd know about it.
But we found it, Naomi. Just tell me the truth. I know you've been having an affair with Elam.
Elam? Really? I I'm also insulted you to ever think me of all people would have an affair, much less with Elam. Elam? The more I learn, the more I realize that man was an insult to the human brain. Until now, I thought you were better.
Don't lie to me, Naomi. Why else would that big wooden cage be there?
Well, honey, if you remember, someone was trying to kill him, and they pulled it off.
That cage wasn't built to kill. It was built for spectacle. It had a space specifically fitted for a camera.
Then your new vlogger friend created it.
No, they got stuck in it.
Do you honestly think they're a sincere person?
Duh. Probably. Maybe. No.
If I were to design a cage of any kind, secret jungle gym included, I guess, I would at least make it functional. I have 3 PhDs. 3! No one would be able to escape.
Is that an invitation?
No! Patrick, why would you ever suspect me of having an affair? With Elam? Affair and also with Elam? None of my degrees can give me any kind of clear answer to why this makes sense.
But Elam was definitely having an affair, and a trap would make a good way to kill him. Or killing him would make a good way to kill him. Look, if you killed Elam, I'd still be ride or die.
Thanks, but I'm not a murderer, or adulterer, or a murderous adulterer. Again, if I were to kill Elam, nobody would know about it.
But what if you killed him with a stab wound?
I would never stab anyone. Do I look like a woman who stabs? I solve my problems like everyone should.
Adultery?
Reasoned discussion and empirical evidence, which you apparently do not wish to engage in.
Wait, but we already got engaged.
Yes, we did, Patrick. And in that engagement, I made a promise to not be with anyone other than you. Why would I ever break it?
You want empirical evidence? I know Elam was having an affair.
Oh, you don't know.
Don't know what? I know Elam has been fighting with Dahlia for almost a year now, and that he sneaks away and doesn't sleep in their bed anymore, and that he still bones because he told me. And literally every other hour of the day he's working with people like you. I'm not stupid. I'm best friends with G. Threeves. They tell me this kind of thing.
G. Threeves was having the affair.
Pardon?
With Elam. G. Threeves was his lover.
What?
I know. It's at least 15 different ethics violations on 83 levels.
Oh my gosh. So sorry. I didn't realize you were trying to kill Elam to save my best friend's life.
Again, I did not kill Elam Must.
Where were you the night of the murder?
In bed, with you.
No.
For most of the night. It's not like I left the room like you did.
I just went to take a walk, I told you.
Well, while you were walking, I was working with Dahlia. Here are the records, Patrick.
You were having an affair with Dahlia?
Better than Elam, but still wildly inaccurate. Patrick, we were working on something of paramount importance.
So, why did you never tell me?
We could get in so much trouble if this project leaks. We had to stop it because it was the right thing to do.
See, I feel like there's just this whole part of your life where you never let me peek behind the curtain. I tell you all about my job and how the plants are doing every single day, and you never give me anything to go on.
That doesn't give you any right to just up and accuse me of infidelity.
Yeah, well, you're right. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to accuse you of infidelity or murder. I mean, I did mean it at the time, but I'm sorry.
I'm still pissed as hell, but I love you too.
Wow. Look at us. Who needs marriage counseling, am I right? High five. Okay.
Although the detective finds Mr. Him Beauregard suspicious, she has greater suspicions on her mind.
Dr. Must.
Detective.
When we spoke earlier, there was obvious tension between you and G. Threeves. At first, I chalked this up to their antics with fake meetings and all of that. That would be enough to irritate anyone. But you have another reason to resent G3s, don't you? Something you have been trying very hard to keep from me. What was the full extent of G3's involvement in the breakdown of the relationship between you and your husband?
Are you going to put me through the humiliation of explaining what you clearly already know?
I would like it from your perspective.
Very well. I told you before that G3 has a far from perfect design. The main oversight was that the only restriction G3 has is that they cannot harm Elam. That's it. Aside from that, they are not programmatically unable to do anything as long as it furthers their goal of reducing Elam's stress levels, which at the beginning was fine, but G3 was constantly learning without any concept of ethics or awareness of anyone's feelings other than Elam's. They were assembling quite a list of things that brought his stress levels up and down, and after years of constant observation, they eventually learned. I've only ever told Naomi this. Okay. 4 months ago, I finished up my work earlier than expected, and I went into Elam's office to tell him that I had time to do more planning for this launch. Not that he was actively involved in the project by that point, but I was still trying. And I walked into Elam's office, and G3 was there because G3 was always there, except this time they weren't expecting company.
That's so gross.
It was even worse in person.
Does G3 even have...
I don't want to go into the logistics of this, Detective. What's important is that I could have killed him right there. It was mortifying, and Elam had clearly lost any sense of ethical boundaries. I still don't know how long all of that had been going on. There were at least 7 ways that I could have put an end to it right then, and the only witness would have been a sophomoric AI with a long-established grudge against me, whose reliability I could have easily brought into question in court. But I didn't. I have ambitions, Detective. Construction on this yacht had just been completed, and if the launch went well, which I need not tell you it has not, I was planning an entire fleet of spacecraft. Not just recreational ships like this, but zero-gravity laboratories, oxygen farms. I even wanted to establish trade routes between Earth and Otolaryngea, but Oxia vestibulae has been too far gone this whole time to talk about it. And who would take risks like that with a company if the person publicly recognized as being in charge had just mysteriously died? My marriage had been declining for some time. Walking in on that absolved me of any feelings of personal responsibility. I could keep my embarrassment to myself, make sure that the media never found out, and keep working on everything else I wanted to do. Putting my personal feelings aside, Detective, in the coldest, most economic terms, Elam was worth more to me alive than dead.
What are you working on with Naomi in Beauregard?
Nothing anymore. My projects are all on hold until I can figure out how to minimize damage once news gets out that Elam Must was murdered on the maiden voyage of our first space yacht. If I were going to kill Elam, I would have made it look like an accident or natural causes, not stabbed him in the most public room of a spacecraft with a state-of-the-art security system, a small list of potential suspects, and the prospect of having to explain that. My husband is dead. All of my work has probably been set back 20 years, and G3 is still everywhere. And they know that I know, and they do not care that I know, and I've been having to fake a thriving partnership for the entire rollout of this project, and I am exhausted! So unless you have anything specific to accuse me of and evidence to back it up, I think we are done here.
The living Dr. Must exits, clutching the remains of her dignity like an heirloom set of pearls. leaving Westmacott to stand and process the existence of robot sexuality. That was a lot.
Wow.
20 minutes after dinner concludes, we find Detective Westmacott lying prone on the floor. Is it more foul play? Is she ill?
I know you're wondering why I'm lying on the floor, Recruit. I can tell. If you want to ask a question, you should ask it. Don't just stand there shifting your feet and fidgeting like you have Xerxes death ants in your pants. Nasty experience, by the way. Wouldn't recommend it. What I am doing is getting a new perspective. When you are stuck on a case, it is often wise to find a new angle from which to look at things. The angle I have chosen is the floor. It still sucks from here. We have 3 suspects remaining. Dahlia Must, the victim's wife, who was replaced by an AI of her husband's creation, and who is definitely keeping more secrets from me. Frankie Laverne, the victim's former business partner and current rival, who was left stranded by Must and who seems to have had a hand in the trap which caught Pate Jall. Whoops, poor phrasing there. And finally, Patrick Beauregard, who was sure his much more successful wife was having an affair with the victim, and who has been incessantly trying to follow me around while we investigate. They each profess innocence, but have no one to support their alibis. Any one of them could have done it. And that's the damn problem, isn't it? Any one of them could have done it. They all have motive, they all have a window of opportunity, and there's no evidence at the crime scene to help. Maybe it's always the wife on convict psyches, and maybe Time Border is full of crimes of passion, but we can't go based on that. There must be something I'm missing. All right, Recruit. I know you've been paying attention. I've seen you listening with me. You've got theories of your own, right? Well, this is a time to share them.
To share your answer with the detective, please go to the website www.menti.com and enter the code at the top of your screen, 27531018. Again, that's 27531018. A word from our sponsor while we wait.
Hello, Earthlings. Didn't hear you there. Ugh, hear you there. Salutations and good vibes from Oxia Vestibule, ambassador for the planet Otolaryngea, the friendship planet, and up-and-coming space beachcomber hotspot. That's right, folks. Forget Miami. Forget whatever other beaches you like to go to, and take a trip across the galaxy. Let your kids play in our Mercury oceans while mom and dad sunbathe under our triple suns, or have a romantic dinner with your Faye, on our ruby-covered beaches. It's BYOW here on Otolaryngea. Take a vacation that'll make your friends gelatin. Come to Otolaryngea. Wait, I think I messed something up. There, Marcia, can we maybe shoot it again?
The polling is now closing. Please select your choice now.
Wait a minute. Now that you mention it, of course, I forgot one crucial detail. Good work, Recruit. Come on, let's assemble the others. It's time to put this whole bloody business to rest.
The detective gathers them on the deck where the murder took place. The late Dr. Must's body still on the floor. The passengers and crew are wary of this occasion, but the detective is finally confident in her grasp of the facts.
I've called you all here because I have solved this case.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, pretty awesome. I know. Oh, and my partner, not you, Patrick, was pretty helpful too. But here's the thing. Not all of you have been entirely truthful with me, have you?
Well, I've been truthful with you. I told you I was a trade spy for Otolaryngea and everything.
What?
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 Huh?
But I couldn't even do that right. I only just found this drink you call root beer, and I can think so much better now. Isn't anyone else going to say anything? Cake?
Okay. I wasn't gonna do this yet, but it's time, fam. Dahlia Amelia Must. I've been a huge fan for a long time, and I wanted to ask, will you go out with me? I was thinking candlelit dinner, live stream the whole thing.
My husband was just murdered. Absolutely not.
Okay, just asking. Oh, and I kind of accidentally shut off G. Threeves last night.
That stings.
How?
What?
Sorry.
Well, I totally didn't do anything wrong, but speaking of G3s, I figured out that Elam was having an affair. Oh my gosh. And guess who it was? No. I messed it up.
Yes, Elam and I did have a romantic relationship.
Obviously.
That's what I was
His
saying.
favorite date was watching The Notebook together.
Yes, please share my humiliation with the whole group, G3s.
You knew about it? And that's why you killed Elam.
Of course I knew, though I often wished I didn't. But I would never kill my husband over something so sentimental. Is Ursat's lover, on the other hand. Oh, and I hate The Notebook. You cannot start a fulfilling relationship by threatening to throw yourself to your death off a Ferris wheel if a girl refuses to go out with you. And then they're fighting all the time, and then there's that whole mess with the fiancé, and once they're actually together again, the movie skips the entire functional part of the marriage and goes straight to neurodegenerative disease. And there is nothing romantic about that. The characters fight, and then they lie to people, and then they die.
You are going to lecture us on the components of a functional relationship?
You stilting, soulless semi-humanic.
You should all know that's not the worst thing Elam's done. Sorry, Dahlia. But he was working on something he called Project Prometheus, a way to put AI consciousness in organic alien bodies. And he was going to test it on Oxia first.
I need a drink. No, the hard stuff. I didn't think I'd see you again so soon, Tahiti Water.
So you could argue it's actually a public service that I made that trap to catch Elam.
What?
What? I didn't kill him.
What? Hashtag Pake Trap? Why would you make that?
You get bored without a project. Besides, with Elam out of the way in the trap, I'm free to ask Dahlia, that genius blossom of a woman, if she would go out with me.
Dear God, what is wrong with all of you? My husband is dead on the floor.
Sorry. Sheesh, everyone's so touchy. I suppose you'll expect me to get Pake out of the trap now?
Yes.
No! Why did you free me again?
Well, as long as we're opening up, I have a question of my own I need to ask. Not you, no offense, but you're not my type. But Triquetral? I knew from the moment I first saw your hands that I was destined to marry you. You are the love of my life and the parts of my zone. Will you marry me and accept the bones of my father?
Oh, my Zord Cap, I can't believe this. Yes, I love you now, and I'll love you forever. As for the rest of you, y'all suck.
Okay, well, that was a lot. Way more than I asked for, actually, but, thanks. But that doesn't address why I've called you all here. We still have a murderer to unmask. figuratively anyway. I'm sure they thought they were being very clever. No witnesses to reveal them, no murder weapon left behind, no fingerprints to incriminate them. Yes, very clever indeed. This was far from the perfect crime, though. The murderer left one crucial clue, a melody of culpability faintly perceived through footage courtesy of Pake Jaw.
Poop fam, I solved the case.
Not exactly, but whatever. I've only heard this sound once, the faint jingle of certain bells attached to a certain fabulous coat. I believe you have some explaining to do, Miss Laverne.
Fine, I'll be your villain.
Frankie rips off her coat, revealing her entire outfit completely drenched in blood from the neck down.
Sanitary. Yummy.
What?
Congratulations on finally doing your job, detective. I killed Elon Musk, but it's not like that's a bad thing. He was gonna put aliens in AI bodies, didn't you all hear?
You didn't even know about that!
Details. The point is, I did all of you a favor. I killed a tyrant and an insufferable, selfish prick. Don't stare at me like that. I wasn't planning for the whole affair to be this grisly. I worked for months to pull this off, creating a perfectly engineered trap to ensnare Elam so I could look him in the eyes when I slit his throat. And I even included a camera station to record his final moments for posterity. My dagger stilettos are very successful on the market. The black market, if we're being precise, but markets are markets. Don't be elitist. Like Elam. Elam ruined all my plans once again when he decided to take me onto the space deck and offer his help. Disgusting. He stood there, his throat choking on the money he despised me for pursuing, married to Dahlia, with everyone on all of planet Earth drooling hungrily over his every measly word. I don't need his charity to save my business. I could rise from the ashes, and I knew right then that it was time to light the match. So I took off my shoe, and I stabbed him in the back until he died. You're welcome, by the way.
Bruh.
You scheming, manipulative, vindictive, bullheaded, psychotic, spiteful, incompetent, pathetic, vitriolic, venomous wretch!
Calm down, honey.
And you have abhorrent taste in cardigans!
Okay, well, that's just uncalled for.
Like murder. What a coincidence. Miss Laverne, you are under arrest for the murder of Dr. Elon Musk and the attempted murder of logger Pake Jaw.
You arrest me for a crime of passion, yet ignored Elam's crimes of fashion.
My husband was not perfect, but he never stabbed anyone to death with a shoe!
Emotionally, he's done far worse.
Not to agree with the unsuitable, unstable, actually unsuitable kind of works, stabby check, but what are we going to do about Elam? He was trying to put an AI in my body.
Not an ideal situation for either party.
Detective, you have my word. I will cooperate as much as possible with the authorities to stop something like this from ever happening. I feel horrible about what Elam could have done if given the chance. Dahlia and I spent most of the night of Elam's murder shutting down all the programs once we realized what was happening. We'd love the opportunity to completely obliterate any remnants of what he was about to do.
Absolutely.
But, okay, say Elam isn't doing it. How are we going to make sure no one else does? I like my ears and stuff.
Dahlia, are you thinking what I'm thinking?
I'm currently overwhelmed with grief and rage.
Maybe not, but you're valid. Okay, Oxia, the three of us should work together, shut down all of Elam's plans, and stop anyone who wants to follow in his direction. We can start something new, Earth and Otolaryngea working together.
Oh, I don't go. No, I didn't make a very good spy.
But you are a great diplomat.
Naomi and Oxia hug, the start of a new friendship. They see Dr. Must and pull her in.
Aww.
The Powerpuff Girls. How touching.
Well, the department is going to need your help unrooting all of Elam's schemes. I think we have a shot.
As Elam's most prominent scheme, I must ask, well, maybe ask is not the right word. How does one ask for purpose?
Reeves, my man, you're always welcome to help me trim our bonsai collection. We're growing dinosaurs. That is, if Naomi, the love of my life, is okay with that.
As long as there is a 6-foot-tall stegosaurus.
I love you so much. I'm sorry for ever doubting you, but I realize that's the product of my own insecurity, and not only will I make the best bush stego this earth has ever seen, I think I'll start my own business.
Patrick, I am so proud of you, and I'm so sorry I didn't tell you about my work. I didn't think you wanted to hear it, but I wasn't letting you make that choice for yourself. From now on, I'll work on letting you in.
Hell yeah, babe.
This is very adorable, but my purpose still remains hidden.
Chief Reeves, can you measure anything else besides cortisol?
I have several bonus settings, including complex weather sensors, toasting dinosaur nuggets in my tummy, and lie detection.
What? The whole time you're a lie detector?
No, that feature has never been activated.
But if we did activate it, if you wanted to, we could really use someone like you.
That sounds like a good start. Affirmative, Detective.
You're going to be a real detective, Reeves. I'm so proud of you, buddy.
Thank you, Patrick. And if you need help with your topiary, I would love to assist if possible. For my best friend.
Oh.
Well, this is all so unexpectedly tender, but if you'll excuse us, we have a honey star to get to.
Wait, what?
It's like a honeymoon, except you go to the inside of a star. Don't worry, it's protected. Nothing bad is going to happen.
That's intense.
Well, congrats on your engagement. Here, have some Skittles.
Patrick, honey, don't.
Thank you. This base earth food is actually the only candy I have ever enjoyed.
I know. That's why I got them for you.
Don't eat them.
What?
Go bleed them.
Meh.
Are you ready?
I grabbed all the houseplants before we got here.
I love you so much.
I love you too. Most of y'all suck though. We quit. Bye.
Bye.
Wow. Why didn't we go to the inside of a star for our honeymoon?
We would die, Patrick?
Oh.
Okay, it's time to wrap this up. Miss Laverne, you're with me.
At least buy me dinner first.
Your only dinner will be justice.
Thank you, Detective, for exposing these atrocities. If you need any favors in the future, don't hesitate to ask.
Thank you, Dr. Must, but I couldn't have done this alone. I think my partner deserves a promotion.
Who's that?
My apprentice.
Have they been listening in the whole time?
Yes?
How did y'all not notice them?
Seriously? Out of all of you, only Paik noticed? How many PhDs are between you two? 7?
I just thought you had a clone. It happens sometimes. I'm sorry for not acknowledging you earlier. Hello, lovely person.
They are very sneaky. I assume this makes them a fine detective.
Very fine indeed.
It will be an honor to work with you in the future.
And you'll be working with them pretty closely, at least for a little bit. I'm taking a vacation. A real one this time. So I best get Miss Laverne off this ship. It's been a time knowing each and every one of you.
Ah! Guys, my live stream just went viral!
You've been live streaming this? Again?
Say hi to the internet, y'all. Ooh, let's get this bread. No! It died again! Why is the world so cruel?
This has been Space Axed.